Okay, we're back again. We got our broken rail fixed. It's quite a job. Go back and watch the video that I made there a little bit ago on broken rail, and it was really ugly, really ugly. It's a great big. Well, we're fixed. What we did, we cut it out. Had to cut that piece off one end and cut that piece off of the other end. I'm gonna make a video too on a rail saw. It broke right there at a weld. That's a weld. That's not good. That's not good. A little impurity in there. Something happened there in that weld. But anyway, I'm going to do another video sometime in the future on rail anchors, but you don't very often get to see them like that out. But you can see how they attach there. But I want to tell you about this. Like I said, you can go back and watch that first video. I didn't have very much time to make a video this morning. We had to get this track back in service. We had to get the train running. Obviously, with that big gap, we couldn't run him over the train. That's what a piece of cut off on this end. My cut-off saw. This was the piece that was stayed in there, and that piece the video I showed you had this big gap. Well, this piece had stayed in. The train, we're on about a 1.25% grade downhill, and he come out of the mine up there loaded, coming down here. It was early in the morning, like at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he saw something wasn't right down here, but he was on his dynamics, but still he couldn't get stopped. And it's 25 degrees this morning, so even with the brakes on, it just, before he got stopped, he had the whole train through here. And just fortunately, this piece had stayed in there. Obviously, a piece that size, I didn't measure, but it looks like it's at least 17, 18 inches long. That piece had broken out. Obviously, the train would have been on the ground, so we really lucked out. It was over top and tie, and 2 spikes just held this in there. It just went up and down, up and down, up and down. I want to show you a little something I found in here. This, I gotta get out of it. Get this shade out of it. You can see this. Right there. This right here, that's called an inclusion, and you don't very often get to see this. I just happened to notice this. It's also called a shatter crack. It's an impurity in the rail, and eventually that'll grow into what's called a transverse fissure. It's just at the very beginning stages. That is something I've never been able to show you before, an inclusion, and it's pretty pronounced, the difference in the metal. That is not what caused this rail to break, though. Like I said, this was over a weld. The welds was right here, and this mud hole here, the train going over it, the ties got worn out underneath. There wasn't a lot of ties, so the rail was going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and you know, anytime you bend a piece of metal, it's going to weaken it like that. And over so many trips, for how long of a time, this has been a mud hole for quite a while, and we've just never been able to get up here to get it fixed. We have a lot of mud holes, and eventually it just weakened that weld so that it finally, then last night, you know, with the 25 degrees, the rail being brittle, finally it just went. The train operator got stopped and he walked the trip back to check this out. So as soon as I got in this morning, we had to run up here. We're gonna get this fixed. We've already had 2 train trips over it today. Since we got it fixed, it's holding up really well. Tomorrow we're coming back and we're going to get rid of some of this mud and put about 10 new ties in here. That'll make a big difference. So this is had a rough week. I've had a pull apart yesterday we had to fix, and then Monday we had another pull apart. So 2 pull aparts plus he's up there, and this is curve 11 where we're at now, just the approach into curve 11, and he's up there in curve 8 yesterday putting in ties and fixing some joints up there. So it's been a rough week, but hey, that's railroading. That's railroading. That's what I do here, so keep this train running. Okay, I know there's a whole bunch of other stuff I wanted to tell you, but it's been a long day. I didn't this took us quite a while. It took us about 4 hours to make this repair. We had to nip all these ties up and get them spiked back down and find a plug and get up here. I had track travel 14 miles to get up here this morning. And so anyway, that's railroading. Okay, watch my other video on the broken rail at Cumberland Mine. That's one I'll put up first, and hope I didn't have much time. So I didn't have much time this morning to talk on that video. I just wanted to show it to you as it was laying in the track broken, and got more time now. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. Also, I'm going to put another I think I told you I'm going to put another video up on watching you cut this rail too. Okay, we got to run the rest of the track, and hopefully we won't find anything. Hopefully we won't find anything else bad today. I've had enough for one day. Railroading.